Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to talk about level ball. You see, I have long been asking for a level ball reprint. For a very long time, I would talk about Pokemon having less than 90 HP being relevant if we get a level ball reprint. But we've just had a weird thing happening, and maybe I'm taking this too far. Maybe I'm going a little bit over the top. Maybe this is too much like wishful thinking, and frankly, ladies and gentlemen, I don't really care. Because we might get a level ball reprint in the future. We've just had a nice little hint, so I'm going to talk about why we might be getting one in the future, and if we don't get one, why we kind of really do need one, and it would be awesome. Okay. Now, essentially, we got level ball initially back in Next Destinies. That was in the X and Y series. We then got a reprint not too long after in Ancient Origins with, as far as I'm concerned, superior artwork. And then nothing. Just nothing. No extra reprint, no second coming, or third coming, I suppose. Level ball has been gone since Ancient Origins rotated, and that was a while ago. Which is why it's weird that Full Art Ball Guy has level ball in the artwork. Now, look, I know, I am fully aware that a bunch of you are going to watch this video and go, he's reaching, and maybe I am. And if I am reaching, who cares? Like, worst case scenario, let's treat this as why a level ball reprint would be a good idea. Let's go for that. No, it's not just the artwork, let's be clear, it's not just the artwork, but the artwork kind of fills me with joy. You see, if we have a look at the artwork there, we see 3 Pokeballs. We've got Pokeball, we've got Great Ball, and we have got Quick Ball. Here's what's interesting, though. Outside of Cherish Ball, those are all of the ball cards we have right now. If we stick in our rotation as we are at the moment, the rotation into which Japan is heading, the only Pokeball which is currently legal that is not in that image is Cherish Ball. Outside of that, we've got Great Ball, Quick Ball, and Pokeball, which are basically what we're using to make our decks. And then there is a random level ball. Again, this could just be a coincidence. But why? Why would they give us the 3 balls we're using and level ball when they could have used Cherish Ball, or they could have just used 3 balls, or they could have used any other Pokeball, not one which frankly is overdue for a reprint and would really, really help out if it did come back. The other thing is, we need to remind ourselves at this stage what it is that Ball Guy actually does. Ball Guy, and let's give one more apology to the lovely Antoine Boulet here, because I got the wrong translation in my initial video, and it's 100% my fault, not Antoine's. Antoine translated it correctly. Though this is the 3rd apology we've made now, I think this will probably be the final one. And it lets you search for 3 balls or 3 item cards with ball in their name that have different names. So you cannot search for 3 Quick Ball. It's got to be... well, it's got to be 3 different ones. So generally, you would go for a Quick Ball, you would go for a Great Ball, and then if you're going to be playing this, my suggestion is you play a random one-off Pokeball. Or if you're playing something like Dedenne anyway, which a lot of decks are, you put 1 Cherish Ball in your deck, so when you play Ball Guy, you can grab a Quick Ball for a basic, a Great Ball for whatever you've got in the top 7 cards of your deck, and then grab yourself your 1 Cherish Ball for your 1 Dedenne and off you trot. Good work. But the problem is, Ball Guy as a card is largely underwhelming, and the reason it's largely underwhelming is because there are basically only 2 Pokeballs seeing play at the moment, and those are Quick Ball and Great Ball. Pokeball, honestly, it's too flippy. It really is as simple as that. And Cherish Ball does see play, don't get me wrong. Cherish Ball absolutely sees play, but it's very much as an exception. It's very much as this deck here and there will use it, but it is far from a played in every deck kind of card. So we are about ready, quite frankly, to have a new type of Pokeball, and we really do need it, because if we don't get it, then Ball Guy as a card is just going to be largely underwhelming. We need more options. like Level Ball. And this really is a good time to go back and remind ourselves what it is that Level Ball does, and quite right, Level Ball would be such an awesome card to have back. What it does is it lets you search your deck for any Pokemon with 90 HP or less, reveal it, and put it into your hand, and then you shuffle your deck. Now, clearly, in a world where we have Ball Guy, this would be phenomenal. You see, the thing to bear in mind with Level Ball is that these cards go straight to your hand. They don't go onto the bench, which means you can use coming into play abilities, and obviously, Pokemon with 90 HP or less with coming into play abilities, they're pretty few and far between. We don't have very many, but there is absolutely one super important one that bucks the trend. It's Galarian Zigzagoon. Play from your hand to your bench, put 1 damage counter on one of your opponent's Pokemon. It is a, to put it bluntly, phenomenal card. So clearly we are going to want to be playing around with Galarian Zigzagoon. This would be perfect. We've got Jirachi at the moment. And look, I know that Jirachi, since a skateboard rotated, doesn't see as much play. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck when it's in the active. Find a trainer, put it in your hand, go to sleep. A skateboard would give you free retreat even when you were sleeping. Now you don't. But there are plenty of decks still out there that use Switch and Scoop Up Net and work just fine using Jirachi as a draw engine. So I don't really want to hear any Jirachi's not viable anymore. No. Jirachi absolutely is viable. Jirachi is still a great card. It still sees a bunch of play. And I know I'm higher on this card than a lot of people are, and that's fine. I understand that. But how about the Jirachi Amazing Rare? Because good news, ladies and gentlemen, it can totally be grabbed with this. And that's very, 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 very important. Because Jirachi's got an ability whereby if it's in the active, you can search the top 2 cards of your deck and put one in your hand and the other on top of your deck. And it's quite frankly a pretty gosh darn nice thing to be able to do. It's got 70 HP. It totally works. And incidentally, this is the kind of thing that makes you want lower HP Pokemon. We've seen a bunch of stage 1s that have 100 HP. Drizzile doesn't. Drizzile has 90. But when you evolve into Drizzile, you can search for a trainer card and put it into your hand. So now Level Ball turns into Drizzile. Drizzile turns into whatever you like, mate. And then you're off and rolling. Clearly, there are going to be some decks that don't particularly want to use this. If you look at a Pikachu and Zekrom deck as an example, you're playing the 240 HP Pikachu and Zekrom, so that's not going to be any good. You're probably playing the 200 HP Boltund V. You might be playing the 200 HP Tapu Koko V. You are going to be playing Tapu Koko Prism Star, but that comes in at a far too high 130 HP, so that's out. So no, there's no way you're possibly playing it in that deck. But even something like an Eternatus deck, Eternatus wants to fill up its bench. That is the goal. You can have up to 8 bench spaces as long as you only play Darkness Pokemon, and then you do 270 if you've got a full bench. 30 damage for each Darkness Pokemon you've got in play. So clearly filling up your bench here would be an excellent thing. And you can get Galarian Zigzagoon. You can get Spiritomb. And the fact of the matter is that when you're rolling with Eternatus VMAX, what you need is Pokemon. And maybe you're going to be content just playing Quick Ball and Pokemon Communication so that you can, you don't want early game to draw a Level Ball instead of a Pokemon Communication. So you could have had an Eternatus and instead you've got a Spiritomb, and that's not quite the same. You want to be searching out that Crobat early in the game to get set up. Clearly you want to be prioritizing cards that can draw into Crobat. And maybe you'd rather just play another basic Pokemon like Spiritomb rather than a Level Ball. But then again, getting Galarian Zigzagoon at the right time, dropping that extra damage can be huge, so it's not as cut and dry as you might think. And maybe Quick Ball would kill Level Ball. Maybe Level Ball is only really good for getting your basics, but Quick Ball gets your basics regardless of HP. I'm thinking about my Excadrill Cinccino deck, and I'm going, well, hang on a second. Would I even want to play it? I'm playing 4 Quick Ball. I'm playing 4 Great Ball. Quick Ball gets my basics. Great Ball gets whatever I can hit in my top 7 cards. But when I play Excadrill, except against that one deck, most of my losses are because I didn't set up. So maybe actually putting a couple of Level Ball in to increase the chance of getting my basics early game would be an excellent, excellent idea. And I probably would play a few in there. Some decks wouldn't. Some decks would go, yeah, I've got to discard a card when I play it, but Quick Ball can get Crobat and Dedenne and Level Ball can't. It's a fair thing. One of the things to remember back in the day when we had Level Ball was that we had Jirachi EX. And this is one big reason why Level Ball still sees playing expanded, and also why Jirachi EX does. Jirachi's got the same ability as Tapu Lele. You search a deck for a supporter card and put it in your hand. But Jirachi's got 90 HP and is searchable with Level Ball. And yeah, fine, it gives up 2 prizes when KO'd, but it's searchable with Level Ball. So we tend to forgive quite a bit at that stage. I'm not saying we are getting a Level Ball reprint. I'm saying it would make sense. And I'm saying that Ball Guy certainly gives us more hope than we've had for a while. But I am telling you that getting a Level Ball reprint would be a great thing. It would see a bunch of play, and it would make a lot of people very, very happy. You have been told. But now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about it. Do you think we are going to get a Level Ball reprint? And do you think we should get a Level Ball reprint? Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.